No joke, the last time I made a tier list was back in Season 4, so I think it's time we do a Rogue Company tier list and update you guys on who the best rogues in Rogue Company Season 6 are. Going in order, we have Anvil. The speed and toughness system does him good, allowing him to be one of, if not the tankiest rogue in the entire game right now with his 9% damage reduction. He possesses both LMGs, which are great, and of course the Arbitrator, if you know you know, his barricade and immunity abilities paired with both APSs and C4 allow him to single-handedly lock down objectives. And we can't forget about perks. He has one of the best sets, having armor, bulletproof, life drain, replenish, tenacity, and gunsmith. Anvil is undeniably an S tier rogue. Next up is Cannon, and his kit overall is just kinda meh, nothing really amazing. His Gatling gun ability mixed with Conflict Connoisseur are definitely a fun pair, but other than that, he really doesn't have much going for him, other than maybe legendary tenacity, life drain, and epic armor. Cannon is going in the C tier for me. Chaac is one of the only duelists with a 9% damage reduction, and this paired with his rage ability allows him to overheal and become an unstoppable machine. He also has SMGs and shotguns, one of the best categories, as well as the Arbitrator, if you know you know. A perfectly placed Semtex or Flashbang allows him to almost play a breacher role, because after they're thrown, enemies are running away or shaking in their boots. All of this mix with legendary tenacity, energized, as well as replenish is easily going to land Chaac in the A tier. Our first support rogue is next up, and that is Dahlia. Her buddy system allows her to not only gain a teammate's passive ability, but also their speed and toughness. So let's say if you link with like Mack, not only are you getting his standard issue passive, but also his 6% damage resistance. She also has SMGs and DMRs, so you can kind of interchangeably play up close and personal, or stand afar and give support from a ways back. And she also has that frag grenade to pick up a down when needed. Another amazing perk set as well. Legendary Lifeline is a must, and she also has bounce back, epic tenacity, replenish, as well as crack shot, which will help when using those DMRs. I can easily put Dahlia in the A tier next to Chaac. Now we've got Dallas, and his target finder ability is going to allow him to absolutely shred in respawn game modes and give his team much needed intel in one life game modes. He has both assault rifles and DMRs, so two very viable options to choose from, and his incendiary grenade is one of the most underrated things about his kit. He is also above average in both speed and toughness, having an extra 5% movement buff and 3% damage reduction. His legendary crack shot, epic bounce back, and epic gunsmith perks allow him to sit back, pick off kills, and repeatedly give his team intel. I can easily place Dallas in the B tier, not anywhere near meta, but still a very good rogue. Dima's the first breacher today, and he's always been a very good rogue, but not OP. He has average speed, but a 6% damage reduction, which helps out a ton when pushing objectives or groups of enemies. We all know his Merv launcher easily clears rooms, and at times can even pick up a couple of kills, and just like Dallas, Dima also has both ARs and DMRs, and this allows him to play that mid to long range and even close range if need be. His EMP and frag grenades can be used to further help push areas, and legendary blaster only amplifies this. He also has epic shredder rounds, bounce back, as well as rare armor, so he's a very well balanced character. Dima's going to be in the B tier. Glitch is 10% faster than the base level and also has a 3% damage reduction, but with his recent changes, he's less of an intel breacher hybrid and is now purely a breacher character, and some may like this change, some may not, but he's still a very useful breacher rogue. Glitch becomes less useful in long range engagements due to him only having shotguns and SMGs, but his flashbangs, semtexes, and legendary bounce back, as well as epic armor tenacity, will help him breach easily, and then with his up close and personal kit, he can go in there gets some downs, and he's great. For me, Glitch goes in B tier. Our newest rogue Glimpse is up next, and she's one of the best when it comes to sneakily picking up intel while dueling it out with our other rogues. Her 10% speed buff allows her to sprint around the map easily, and this paired with the Slighty passive, camouflage ability, and epic padded steps, she can get in quickly and silently get as much intel as possible out to her teammates and either dip out or even pick up a kill or two without opponents even knowing she was there. On top, she has legendary life drain, epic shredder rounds, both ARs and SMGs, so she definitely deserves her spot in the S tier. Next is Kestrel, who is another very good duelist. Her Halo Drone's ability can scatter enemies off of objectives or out of position for you to then finish them off with your weapons, or maybe they'll just sit there, take the damage, and you pick up some easy downs. Her Legends Contract passive is also massively helpful in Demolition, where getting extra cash in those early rounds can easily flip the match in your favor. Another rogue with SMGs and ARs, the Bounce Grenade is always an easy down, and she also has legendary shredder rounds as well as rare life drain, not to mention legendary Energize and epic blaster to only further increase the downs you get when using those Halo drones. Kestrel is going in A tier for me. Linter is next, and of course, I mean, what do I even have to say? We all know she's S tier. 15% speed buff paired with quick and quiet alongside epic energize keeps you running around all game long, and she also has legendary gunsmith, which is only going to cause havoc when paired with one of her SMGs or the arbitrator, not mentioning elusive, which allows her to dodge roll. Back to perks, legendary life drain is also useful. She also has epic bounce back and padded steps, probably the best duelist rogue in the game and one of the best rogues in the game, undeniably the best flanker. Lancer easily goes in S tier. Mack is next up here, and he's nothing special but also not a pushover. He has that 6% damage reduction, standard issue passive, as well as rare armor, so you're really gonna have to sink some bullets into this guy if you want to down him. He also has LMGs and SMGs, so perfect at playing that tanky defender role or switching it up using an SMG to push enemies back and off points. His light bomb ability can help keep enemies out of specific areas for a limited amount of time, like an objective or maybe a point you're holding down, and all of this mixed with restock, blaster, and frag grenades can help him pick up some extra kills. I think Mack deserves a spot in B tier. Phantom is one of our 3 rogues with a sniper, but in most situations I'd say she's definitely not the best. Runway takes the cake there, being able to dish out utility to the point where it is now a problem, but I digress. Her kit is definitely set up to get some success in respawn game modes, but only when there's some skill behind it. Phantom is a very hard rogue to get the hang of, and for that reason she's going in the B tier. Now we have Ronin, who has an extra pip in both armor and speed, and her ballistic knife is almost always guaranteeing you a down. It can be used passively by placing it on a flank or the objective, or you can use it aggressively and chase your enemies and throw it at them. Due to her underground passive, she's also immune to reveals, so she's a direct counter to rogues such as Talon, Dahlia Seeker, and any other rogues who reveal enemies. Epic Blaster only enhances her ballistic knife and frag grenade, and having both legendary bounce back and shredder rounds makes her a killing machine, especially when using both her AR or SMG. Ronin is undeniably an A tier rogue. Runway is another one of our 3 snipers, and she's undeniably the best rogue to pick when using that sniper. Her fully loaded passive not only allows you to have that sniper, but you can also select an AR of your choice, which helps tremendously when you miss a shot or want to close in on enemies you may have damage. She's also broke the game by not only supporting the trip mine and Semtex gadget meta, but also having the supply on demand ability, which replenishes her team's gadgets and gives them unlimited ammo. And this is able to happen multiple times a match with both Legendary Energize, which recharges her ability 25% faster. Sticking with perks, she has Epic Helping Hands, which is nice since she's support, and Gunsmith, which helps when using that tier sniper. But other than that, her perk setup isn't mind-blowing. Runway is still going to be placed in our S tier though. Moving on, we've got my favorite rogue Saint, and if it were up to me, he'd be S tier, but that wouldn't be fair. Saint has the ability to double stack Lifeline and Helping Hand, and this mixed with his Legendary Energize makes his revive drone a support machine. Plus, this also helps you because medical expertise is going to be healing you a significant amount each revive. His 6% damage reduction and epic armor gives you a little extra health in most situations, and his only downside is having a not so amazing gadget set. For me, Saint is going in A tier. Scorch is definitely a middle of the pack rogue, not too OP but also not awful. Her overheat ability, SMG and shotgun weapon class, as well as incendiary grenade make her one of the best 1v1 rogues, right up there next to Chaac. She also has an insane perk lineup being Shredder Rounds, Gunsmith Energize, Epic Armor, Epic Volatile, as well as Legendary Tenacity and Bounce Back. Even so, I think she's a B tier rogue. Once again, not OP, but not awful. Seeker definitely isn't the rogue he used to be, especially after the Sahara nerf. There's 100% better rogues to pick when gathering intel, and to be fair, Seeker really isn't that great overall. I mean, the bow is his strong suit. If you strip that away from him, he's definitely an under average rogue. On top of this, he has -3 damage reduction, which means he actually takes more damage than in previous seasons. To be fair, I'm sure there are situations where Seeker can be useful, but if we're being honest, these are few and far between. Seekers going in C tier. Sigrid, well, she belongs here, enough said. Moving on, we have Switchblade. Her Chaos Launcher mixed with her now having Legendary Blaster and Rare Volatile makes this thing absolutely lethal. Not only is it doing a ton of damage on impact, but that napalm lift after the initial shot is going to do a ton of damage as well. This mixed with having both bounce grenades and flashbangs, as well as other perks such as life drain, bulletproof, and even restock, is going to make her a breaching machine. Plus, she has both ARs and SMGs, which are perfect for short to mid-range engagements, which is what majority of gunfights in Rogue Company look like. Switchblade is going in A tier. Talon is a very useful rogue for gathering intel, and with the help of his Mag Gloves passive, his radar dart can be swung around the map easily to help your team reveal enemy positions and continue to do so over and over again. He also has a 15% speed buff, as well as SMGs and DMRs, and if you pair one of his DMRs with Crackshot, you're definitely getting some easy downs. He also has Legendary Tenacity, Epic Padded Steps, and even Rare Armor, so while I wouldn't put him above Glimpse, I still think he's a viable rogue, definitely deserves a spot in the A tier. Trench is definitely a top tier defender and is only surpassed by Anvil, but just like him, can easily lock down a point all by himself. Pairing his barbed wire ability and his gadget up passive to get an extra trip mine and APS is absolutely huge when defending an area or objective. Epic Volatile and Legendary Energize are both super useful perks to keep that barbed wire out in the match and doing damage. Resupply is going to continuously feed you more trip mines and APSs, and Legendary Armor paired with his already 6% damage reduction makes him a bullet sponge. Trench deserves his spot in the A tier. Next up is Fixer, who's our last rogue possessing a sniper. Pairing his tier, Legendary Gunsmith and Crackshot, and you're getting downs for days. He also has Energize and Resupply, so using his cluster smokes and thermal vision multiple times in one life is no issue whatsoever. Fixer is undeniably an A tier rogue. Umbra's classified as a duelist, but his bounce grenades, tear gas, and spider drone are all amazing at breaching objectives and getting enemies out of position. Biting Blaster is only going to enhance your bounce grenade and spider drone, and he also has a ton of great other perks. Legendary Crackshot and Gunsmith, Crackshot being perfect for his DMRs. He also has Epic Life Drain, Padded Steps, and Replenish, and Umbra also possesses SMGs alongside his DMRs, so you can interchangeably use him at both both long and short range engagements. For me, Umbra belongs in the B tier. And finally we have Vi. Her Vile Poison and Incendiary Grenades paired with Legendary Volatile make her a lethal defender, and this paired with Epic Energized and Rare Resupply means she can continue dishing out Poison Cluster and grenades over and over in the same life. This isn't even counting Tear Gas, so yeah, she can definitely lock down a position if need be. Her other perks being Legendary Bulletproof, Epic Bounce Back and Replenish, as well as Rare Tenacity are all great pickups, and she also possesses ARs, which are great. Just like Umbra, she'll be in the B tier. And that's all for our Rogue Company Season 6 or Covert Ops tier list. I'll leave a screenshot up real quick if you want to take another glance over things, but yeah, S tier is kind of our meta rogues, A tier are very viable options in most situations, B tier are kind of middle of the pack, not too good but not too bad, C tier are below average, and we don't talk about that last tier. I'm going to try to push out at least one tier list per season to keep you guys updated on the best rogues in the game, so if you're interested in more videos just like this as well as a ton of other daily Rogue Company content, be sure to hit that subscribe button. While you're down there, feel free to hit that like button and drop a comment what you think about my tier list. Do you agree? Disagree? Let me know. If you do disagree though, be sure to let us all know your own personal list. Feel free to also join our Discord server, link below, where you can come hang out, grind some Rogue Company with us, and have a blast. It would truly mean a ton if you joined, and that wraps everything up though, so thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to give my video a watch, and hopefully I see you all in the next one.